Hello. Oh boy, I have to divide the windows up very tinily. I'm trying to cram it on one monitor. Hopefully this is working. Sounds working. I think I got everything set up. Alrighty. And bam, there it is. How we doing? Hey Martel. Hope you're doing well. I was just skimming the Steam review of the Steam page for that game that I just completely blanked out on. Other Waters, that's it. Yeah, as soon as I started reading the preview, it was like, oh, that sounds like Subnautica. And yeah, I say that, but it does seem a lot more like that's the theming, but it's more story-driven than Subnautica is. Also, back in here, I found myself oh geez, you doing good things with the FPS or not? So the video preview for me is choppy as hell. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Summer too, yeah. Yeah, my panning, like I'm getting some good FPS, but it seems very... This is part of the reason why I had the stream PC, was to get rid of that. I might drop that. Just ease the... That's a bit better, yeah. Now we're up to 88. That's a bit smoother. I think the OBS preview is chopping like crazy, but it's... Well, the game is actually a bit choppy as well, but the actual preview seems fine. Get free from Amazon Prime Gaming. Oh, okay, interesting. I didn't even know Prime Gaming was a thing. I mean, I probably heard of it and just completely shrugged it off as meh. So I probably should be giving it a bit more thought. So yeah, I was poking around in here, and so thank you, Nightbot. I ended up making assembly machine 3s. Just accidentally. I also crafted some of these bad boys, some more planetary, interstellar, and some orbital collectors to help progress along. Which would be a good thing because if I come over this way, I was just generally thinking about poking around, thinking about ratios and things too. This thing's fully stonked on oil now, which means I'm not getting hydrogen, which means I'm not getting deuterium. I had to think about that word for a minute there. Which in turn means I'm not getting green science or power, which is a bit of a problem. Although power is not as much of a problem. I was also been playing around with the Dyson shell stuff. That inclination seems weird. It's sort of spinning that way. I never realised that. But yeah, I was playing around with this. I ended up doing a new shell and drawing up a new shell. While I was poking around, I managed to unlock the research to draw the shell, and I scaled back. I wrapped the whole thing in nodes and did all that good stuff, but in the end I decided to scale it back. So yeah, I progressed along, and I was trying to make sense of how this whole system works, this whole making this Dyson sphere works. And as far as I can tell, it seems to be you make a few nodes for the purposes of symmetry. I made it symmetric. I also made the inclination, changed the inclination so it was vertical. That's at 90 degrees, just for lols. What that means is wherever the star is, there it is. It'll be horizontal, I think, relative to here. Relative to this planet. Because this one tends to be on quite an angle. Usually ignore Prime Gaming stuff because in-game loot. Oh yeah. Ah, that's what the Prime Gaming is. It's the Twitch drops and stuff. Oh yeah, that other game, was it Amid Evil? Yeah, Amid Evil. I checked that out too. It's I had actually seen it before. It's Hexen, spiritual successor to Hexen, which yeah, I'd seen that before at some point in the last year, probably like 6 months ago. I think it was from the same bulk review of games that I got that game that we played a little while ago, Coltic, from, which was another sort of retro-inspired shooter. There's actually a third and a fourth one that I want to have a look at. It's on the Steam wishlist. It's a really anime-style one, but it's actually really cool. Yeah, yeah. Very, very Hexen heretic style. So yeah, so I've been playing around with the Dyson shell. I think the first thing I want to do, let's have a look over here. So I also automated these things here, these Dyson sphere components. So by grabbing a bunch of these, I can then craft these if I had the kajigas to do it. These things, there. So they need the deuterium fuel. Probably should actually automate these. So those will get launched from... Where did I put it? I did actually... Ah, there it is. So we've got our EM rail ejectors, which are only good for launching to the swarm. They're no good for adjusting the actual sphere. You need the vertical launching... not the vertical... You need to use the vertical launching silo and the carrier rockets, which means you need the components to make the rockets, which means you need quite a bit of stuff. Because you need the Dyson components, which is solar sails, the other component, the square component, and the processors. Processors aren't so bad these days, but the other component can be a bit of a pain. At least at this stage. Oh, I think I've overcome that. Yeah, I've overcome that now, basically. The nanotube and the titanium Kit Kat. The other thing it needs is the advanced processor, the blue processor, which needs the titanium glass, which is... it's just manhandling more of the same stuff, really. It's just, it needs off-world resources, so you need a really good energy supply to manage these things, logistics vessels. I'm really struggling to think today. Yeah, it's pretty much where it's at. This place is really getting crowded. But anyway, the thing that I want to do first, or second, now that I've launched a few of them, those things will just get launched up towards the star. You can see, oh, there's the EM ejectors firing. Right, so first thing we'll do is go to the gas giant. Just flop into orbit here. Sail mode ends. I believe there's actually an achievement for doing this. But otherwise, we want the orbital collector to only be built at the equator. So where are we at for the equator? So that's the pole, so we want to go this way. So we're looking for the big, thick line. There it is. Excellent.
You have built an orbital collector, which can collect the resources of this gas giant automatically. The logistics vessel will come to pick up the cargo as long as you set these resources as interstellar demand at other sites. Furthermore, to maintain the collector working, the collected resources will be transferred to energy in the first place.
Transferred to the... Oh, okay. So it what it harvests is it turns into its own energy. So... okay. And I'm actually getting fire, ice, and hydrogen as well. So, is there... Oh, it's the shadow of the thing moving, okay. And this thing... okay. And the other thing is it doesn't need power, which is good to know. I was wondering that. So there... how many of these things can I actually build? I mean, I think I've got 4 of them. Yeah. 4. Just vacuuming up the gas giant. And the spin on this thing is crazy. Look at it. Uh-huh. Anyway, let's go back home now that we're doing that. Now that we've done that. Alright, let's boost. I can always forget the name of the other one, the other game. But yeah, it was very anime style one. Oh yeah, I also started paving the world, literally. I paved this strip here across the equator, which is the one particular grid. So it stops when the grid switches as it gets close to the pole. So this whole grid is all the same. So this will be my final building area. What I'm thinking is I'll redo smelting entirely here. Maybe start it at that line and work my way from there. Astonishingly, I didn't think it was going to happen, but I actually managed to run out of soil to fill in the water, which I didn't think I was going to do. But as it turns out, filling in deep water actually takes more than I thought. Now, the thingy here, one of these thingies, not you, yes, you, remote supply, you should be able to grab from the ice giant, the gas ice giant, yeah, wasn't ice giant. In fact, there it goes right there. So it's collecting hydrogen from the ice giant. It's also collecting fire ice as it happens. Oh no, it's connecting the fire ice. Sorry. Collecting hydrogen. You also need to collect hydrogen from remote areas. I'm going to reduce that down to 9,000, I think. So yeah, it's going to send the ships out to collect from the remote. I'll plop that there just to get rid of it. And that, in turn, so my hope is that setting this to local supply means it'll supply it to everything else that needs it. And this one will do the same at, I'm going to say remote demand as well. That to 9,000 there. That way, if it can, it will also collect any hydrogen. Well, I'm going to keep it there. And so what I want to do, this thing's also collecting fire ice. I'm going to grab that there. It's remote demanding. And let us set up a little system to... I need more of these things. Set up a little system to process the fire ice. And this should fix the hydrogen situation. So making more of that. This thing here is draining all of my steel right now. Well, apparently it's struggling on stone now. Astonishingly. Never ends, does it? There's always a bottleneck. There's always a bottleneck. Alright, we need a bit of stone to craft these chemical plants. I really need to make everything, but I'm too lazy to do it. Alright, so we need a couple of chemical plants. I say couple, it's more along the lines of 6. So yeah, you're completely empty of steel. Because it's all going into concrete. It's fortunate that I actually checked, and there is no no steel that goes into any of the science cubes, which is extraordinary. I didn't realize that was a thing. Right, let's grab about 400 from there, ish. There we go, make another 3. That's probably more than enough. I don't remember how fast it goes. I was aiming for like 6 or 8 of these chemical plants. Something like that would work. Something like that there. Sure. Stuck. Alright, so, that's going to be in the way. We'll see how we go with these 4. Just move those goalposts. Just move those goalposts. So you want to output fire ice. You're the wrong way around. I had to check as well. Had a little looky-loo. And you actually need a mod to reverse the direction of belts, which is mildly inconvenient. So yes, we feed the fire ice out there. We're going to need some hydrogen and graphene, I think it was, coming back. Yeah, hydrogen and graphene. So we're going to need a sorter going in, and then a sorter going out. Sorter going out. In theory, I could actually make them both output on the same line. That would be perfectly acceptable. But it would be a little bit dirty. There we go. So that's now turning fire ice into hydrogen and graphene. And now I'm going to change that to local supply. And so we're not gonna manufacture any graphene from. Yeah, it was graphene. I was just double checking there. So I'm not going to use this to manufacture graphene anymore. Which means that in theory I could actually just swap this whole build over to fire ice if I was so inclined. And I probably should do that in all honesty. Well, maybe not that one specifically, because that's actually the graphene tube, the carbon nanotube, sorry, not the graphene. But the important thing is that we're making hydrogen now. Something that I should have actually checked was how much fire ice I actually need to compensate for, or to maintain crafting. I suppose I should probably do that now. So if I switch, you won't be able to see this unfortunately, but if I switch over to the Factorio lab with the Dyson Sphere thing, and enable the advanced graphene recipe, it should hopefully tell me that I in fact need an quantity which is totally unspecified, because it's set to make it in the chemical plant, and I don't want it to do that, so I'm going to turn off that one. But then it's going to tell me that I need 1260 fire ice a minute, which is 21 chemical plants. That's what I wanted to know. So 4 is a little bit short of 21. So what I might do is perhaps remove this entire build. No, we don't want to do that. Thankfully, that does prompt. I'll turn off remote there. And I'm going to do it over here. So, what do you need? You want carbon and acid. So let's get rid of... Never mind. Let's change that to fire ice. I guess I'll feed the hydrogen over there. Screw it. Let's just delete it. Let's just delete it. Okay, so you gotta be fire ice. Local demand, remote demand. I'll bring that down a little bit. I like capping at 900. That way, if I need to, I can just put them in there. I like capping it for that reason. Alright, and you are going to be the advanced recipe now. I might need to reconfigure the sorters a little bit. I need to reconfigure them as well. Delete that. Just tell me if I'm being too technical. The building range. Alright, too far. There we are. Hopefully, once we start getting this going, everything should come good. Ah, that one's running. It's like the only one running. Oh no, this can run too. The hope is that I can push the stuff in there and it actually runs and does things. And the graphene, on the other hand, is a bit of a problem. That's the trouble with having the big storage capacities in the logistics towers. Yeah, like that. That's probably too much for 1,000. This is why I like having a little bit of space. Because then I can do that. And that. And now I don't have an inventory that's full anymore. Alright, now the hydrogen, I'm going to need to send a little bit further away. Like there. What's that coming? Oh, it's some X-ray cracking, okay. Oh yeah, I moved the X-ray cracking to just as an interim measure and it's pretty much done. It didn't really last that long. One goes in, I might just delete the majority of it. Just need a way to consume some graphene to try and get rid of all this crap. So you output hydrogen there, and you output the graphene there. Perfect. Yeah, I might just end up deleting it to redo it all. Now, how can I burn up some of this crap? If I right? So why aren't you collecting? Fire ice right under you. Oh, okay. Yep, I'm going to need to delete them all. Very good. Until it backs up. As it do. Oh. Yep, they're going to swarm in. I suppose I could burn it. that's one solution. So it's not a very good solution. Oh, there it is. There's 1, 2, 3 combustion generators there. So just go there. Splitter. Suppose I can go there instead of where I intended it. That's fine. You're going to filter output to there by priority. We'll bring a pathway there, and then 1, 2, and 3. Bring that all the way down. Right, sorter, please, and thank you. There, there, and there, please. Here we go. Look at it go. It lasts marginally longer. Did I pull that? Oh no, it's burnt. Okay. Yes. Graphene does not last long. Okay, so that's going to empty all this crap out. And hopefully clear this build as much as possible. Hopefully. Right, clear these out. Just eliminate the resources by doing that. By tell them to deal with it. It's a solution. Alright, now we just need to build the fire ice replacement chemical plants. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So to start, I can actually stick another 12 on the other side, and that's 24, and that's actually more than enough. I will stagger it, that way everything can actually line up. And so you're going to go in, you're going to go out. Using the other recipe, which outputs hydrogen right there and outputs graphene right there. And that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it's going to be like that now, is it? Five. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, a little bit of power in there. I said a little bit of power in there. There we go. I could actually get rid of that one there, that generator there. I have to redo all of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's one more. That makes 24. It's 23 now, so it's basically there. It's actually more than what's needed. Which is good, because I do actually need more than what's needed. Important thing is there's a good amount of hydrogen being made. Probably getting consumed as fast as it's being made, however. Where are you going? Oh yeah, you're going over there. That's going to get the cashmere crystals going again. Yep, there it is. Which in turn is going to get everything, the entire green chain going again. I've actually also been cranking this up to like 50 just to decrease the bot swarm, taking like 10% of everything. Yeah, 50% there. Some of them everyone that I've been interacting with is already done. Let's get rid of this one. Sure. You. Looks like, actually, I might need some more orbital collectors. The other thing that I'm curious about is whether or not the ice giant, not gas giant, whether it decreases over time, the collectibles. Doesn't say it will, but you never know. Suppose I should get these going now too. Where are you going? No fire ice. Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's carbon, yeah, 56. It's going to be burning for a while, that is. But once it gets going again, that'll be all good. So yeah, that's significantly improved the hydrogen situation. Okay, I'll get it off that. And this thing will happily burn all that excess carbon. I just want to double check to make sure it actually can burn the backlog. And I'm not entirely convinced it will. I'm not sold. Can it be done with 2 sorters? Yeah, that's better. It was stuttering before, now it's not stuttering, now it's consistent. But yeah, this is not clearing. Trouble is, at the same time, the fire ice is now all gone. What did these need? These needed charged accumulators, that's right. In a way, they're kind of a pain in the butt to make. How are you doing? 172,000, sorry. Actually, you're not touching any resources anymore. Neither are you, actually. Bam. There. That'll speed up that nicely. Oh yeah, on the topic of power supplies, I've been meaning to dig up a power supply, and I know I have another spare one somewhere, and I don't know where it is. Because Stream PC being dead and all now, on account of power supply dying. Hopefully, I'm really hopeful it didn't take anything out with it. Yeah, I've been looking for a new power. I mean, failing that, I'll have to buy a new one. I think the i3 actually has a suitable replacement, because its power supply is also blown at some point in history. So I remember it's not on it's on its second one. I remember that much. I think the current one's a thermal take too. What was the previous one a thermal take? It was actually all I remember is I was disappointed that it blew, because I should have expected more. Would have expected more from it. Excellent. So the fact that we're researching again means this is all good. Yep, you're crafting. Not at a particularly astonishing pace, but it's working, and that's the main thing. We've got 446k of that. I haven't finished paving the world, concreting the world, but it's one of those in-progress things. Oh yeah, I also made myself a few space warpers, so I can technically go to other star systems. Which will be a nice adventure. I'm going to hold off on that just for now. Ooh. Get rid of the last of that. I'd like to tick off a few little boxes here first. I think also the copper patch might be getting down. Yeah, 161. The starter copper patches are all gone. Oh, what about this one? What's this looking like? Yeah, it's getting down. I'm trying to get rid of those starter ones and get them out of the way. I've also been tapping off all of the patches on the planet, so I've actually maxed out all the iron. I'm pretty sure I've maxed out all the copper and iron mining. I don't think there's any free patches left. Also cleaned up the solar there and the ray receivers. Did have a few thermal tanks. Might have in the past, then are all dead, like a year or less. Yeah, they used to be good, but they've really thermal tank has really regressed back into their old ways. Thermal tank used to be a junk sort of, I guess, for lack of a better term, tat seller, tat manufacturer. Back in way back in the early 2000s, you know, late 90s, early 2000s. They were very much a you couldn't tell them apart from any of the other Taiwanese type companies. They made a lot of junk. And then they came good for a while, and now they seem to have regressed. Like, they came good with all... They were generally leading the charge with cases. The sort of early to mid-2000s cases competing with Antec were actually really nice cases. But yeah, it's not the same now. Not the same. Big puddle of water there. There's actually a ton of pumps there. So yeah, I've cleared some space ready for redoing smelting, which I would like to do. There is actually one, so because I've unlocked a bit more of the tech tree, getting the plain smelter would be nice, but that requires the monopole ore. This stuff here, unipolar magnet from the unipolar magnet vein. Never impressed with thermal tank? I mean, as I say, there was a while... Oh, I did drop some frames too. I bet. I didn't even notice. Even though there's a big yellow banner that lights up. Yeah, as I say, like there was a time when they're actually pretty competitive, but case multiply, yeah, that's it. All the weirdo like 5 1/4, 3 1/2 add-ons, just junky crap that you would bolt onto your PC. Oh, what was that case called? There was a blue case they made, Zephos or something, and it was ostentatious. It was. Oh, it wasn't that. It was something else. I'm sure it was something else. A friend of mine had it, the case at the time, and it had this flashing sequencer on it. It had this like it flashed with white LEDs, which was surprisingly tame by modern standards. But it was like this checkerboard thing, and then it would light up thermal take, and then flash thermal take, and the stuff around it. And it would just keep sequencing through that. It was so tacky. But it was hilarious. That was back in the day when you would put cold cathode tubes into PC cases before LEDs. That's going back. When cold cathodes were trendy. Cold cathodes was the way to get a lot of the... Oh, they're basically how to do lighting before the high brightness LEDs were a thing. Because high brightness LEDs was sort of a... Well, they sort of hit the market in the early 2000s, 2001, 2002. 100% aluminium. Yeah, that was something that they actually did really well at as well, was aluminium cases. Although I actually have a Thermaltake armor case. That's what this stream PC is in. It's in the original Thermaltake armor at that, and that thing definitely is an aluminium. That thing weighs at least 2.5 tons. It is dense. Yeah, like as I say, the high brightness and all the multicolor LEDs as we know them came out in the sort of early 2000s, but they didn't really take off until mid to late 2000s. Because the light they emitted was not amazing, and they were pretty fragile. Use cold cathode to fake underglow under your PC. Just like the cold cathode tubes in the 90s. Make it 3 once all the components are in. So yeah, I was going to do smelting. So basically I want to pick up all this and move it over a few tiles. That's essentially what I want to do. Because that's one of my favourite pastimes, apparently. Still land on this, but I mean, I'm making excellent strides into rectifying this situation. You actually make a very persuasive argument that I should maybe, instead of laying down the smelting, I should lay down the foundations for the smelting properly. Because that would be a good idea. So our smelting dealio is... well, there's sort of one there, test one run there. That's not the final deal. I was experimenting here with spacing of these things. That they can get out of the way. Like that. Third most expensive case you ever owned. Damn. I think the armor is actually pretty far up there for me for expensive cases. Most expensive computer overall was the 5820 because that was water cooled. Well, I'm going to cancel that. I'm just going to copy this entire thing. There. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to make it better. Most expensive is a 4-year server case, a 6-bay SAS hotspot back, but yeah, that would definitely take first place. That would definitely do it. Right, I'll plop you there. Yeah, custom water cooled. It was a full loop, dual 140mm, twin 140mm rad, and 2 GPU water blocks. So it did the 5820 and the 2 GTX 670s. How much copper do I actually need? 48 smelters worth. Am I actually doing smelter? I can't tell. I genuinely can't tell. Nope, that's definitely the advanced smelter. I'm squinting at this thing, I'm leaning forward to try and see it, the icons are so tiny. Where the hell is a smelter? I genuinely cannot see it. Arc smelter? Oh, it... oh! Yay! I had a bit of money to splash around at the time. So I need 48 smelters, which is 1.6 belts worth. So what is... not that one. Not that one. I should probably close these tabs. I need to clear my Firefox tabs. Way too many are open. Dyson sphere calculator. So what is one thingy McThing thing of thingies worth? Riveting entertainment, what you can see right here, isn't it? Absolutely riveting. Ah, transport belt there. So 120 is 0.1 of a belt. 1200 is 0.7, 1600 is 0.9, 800 is 1. Okay, so 1800 is 1 belt. And what do I need? We need 1.6, so 2800. And how many factories? So we need 48 smelters and 30 smelters. So might as well just do 60 smelters and be done with it that way. I mean, this thing needs to produce other stuff as well, so why not? Hey, Jack, seem to have missed a bit. What's going on? We are just rebuilding smelting. I was playing around with the game earlier, so I was like, I better actually stream it before I progress it too much. All I really did was landfill a band around the planet. Right, let's give you... Oh, that's not a logistics bot. That is, however. And that is. So yeah, we need to... Local demand, remote demand. I'll make that 9,000. And we are supplying 9,000 of that. I also tried that. It doesn't like it. It doesn't like doing duplicates. Going to output copper. You're going to output copper. Production. So you haven't missed too much. 3, 4, 5, 4, I guess. 4 will do. And you're going to go in. Let's grab that. Plop it there. Yeah, now is as time as any to... That's not what I want. Let's go that away. Copper ingot. I was also learning how to do the Dyson Sphere stuff. It's very non-obvious how to do this stuff. But yeah, it was just a matter of... I unlocked the research, which gives it the extra 15 degrees either side. And yeah, it was a matter of just drawing graticule lines on the grid. Probably didn't want to do that. Oh well. And I just drew 2 planes that are symmetric with each other. I need to go this way. Don't 100% remember why I'm going this way. Oh, I remember why I'm going this way. So yeah, I also crafted one of these. Just a bit of a recap. And the reason I came back over here was so I can launch them. So I handcrafted a bunch more. That's going to fire off into the sky. Whee! Where's the thingy? There it is. I've already lost track of it. It is. Okay. Oh, it's going around that way, okay. You should actually see them launching it. Yeah, there they go. So these are launching into the sphere, into the Dyson Sphere now. So yeah, that's starting to assemble the sphere as I understand it. On the Dyson Sphere, it's fine for the first time, probably small Dyson Sphere, but if you're mega basing and building a high power sphere, no sales. Oh yeah. Do you mean no sales as in the Dyson's form, or is that part of the final shell? Because I haven't really... I only briefly looked at how these things go together, but I don't know too much about it. I don't know if I'll mega base this save. What is the purple pink planet? That is a ice gas giant. No sails inserted into the shell. Okay. So how do you actually fill the shell then? Or do you just throw nodes into the shell? Oh yeah, 5 megawatts. Okay. It's actually generating. Interesting. It's not a huge generation, but it's something. Okay, so you just spam nodes. I'll probably fill the shell at least for this one because I don't plan on mega basing or taking this save particularly far. Maybe for a future one we'll do a full optimized mega base one. Now I need this crap. You're gonna supply. Mainly because I'm just curious the first time. That's why I'm keen to do it. Otherwise I wouldn't. So we'll grab all this crap. Just pick up the whole smelter and throw it over in the new area. Probably shouldn't be spilling copper all over the floor, but at the same time, yeah. I could be spilling smelters on the floor and saying that. Five terawatt on your shells with no sale points. Nice. Bam. Let's tweak that. I didn't actually realize until just a little earlier that you zoom out here, you go to like the whole thing, and there's actually another zoom out layer here, which shows you all of the other plants. Oh, it's I don't think you can bail out of it now too. Crap. Copper thieves might stop by. Yeah. Uh-oh. Does this have a way of bailing out? That's because it's not actually progressing. I didn't think it would actually try and re-render the entire thing every time. I thought it might actually cache it. Otherwise I wouldn't have done it again. Well, crap. Oh no. Okay, it's bailed out and failed. Failed me, game. For the last time. Yeah, it looks like it just dropped down completely. How's the New Year's? Yeah, not bad. Went to a friend's place on Wednesday. Hung out, did games and things. Then I discovered that along the way that Battlefield 2 is basically, or actually most of the Battlefield, I think Battlefield 1942 as well. The game is basically a Python interpreter. Which, I kind of wish I'd have, like, I knew it had Python, but I thought it was like server-side stuff. I didn't realize the entire game ran a Python interpreter. I kind of wish I knew that many years ago. So that would have led to some really hilarious times. It's actually really moddable. Let's delete that. Whatever it is. Oh, the game code itself isn't Python, but the core of the engine is basically a Python interpreter. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. As in, its entire API is just Python. Which is really fascinating. Basically a 2005 equivalent of doing the same thing in Lua. Yeah, it's what people would do in Lua now. Like Factorio is basically a giant, elaborate Lua interpreter. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 1632. Drag twice. I should have actually done that, eh? Yeah, 15. And 15's 30. I'm actually thinking of fattening it up. That way it doesn't get too long. What does that get me, actually? So 16... That brings up to 32. Wait, it is 32, so it gets up to 60. Okay. Yeah, so I'll just double that again. Bam. Yeah, and that other screen is funny seeing like all of the planets I was clicking on is like everything's in the terawatts of generation. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm gonna try. I can double the output. I don't think the build can handle it. There's also Minecraft, not counting Bedrock, that carries this sort of... Oh yeah, it's the entire Java engine. Although Minecraft is kind of its own bizarre monstrosity. Okay, we'll actually oversaturate. Let's just get rid of that then. It's 30 for a full band. Okay. So why don't... Oh. Dear. I realise if I'd have held out, I could have just done 15 like that. Cut the end off. I do a dumb. I did the dumb. I saw that. I also need to turn that off. It's supposed to be on... it's because I'm on the wrong computer. Streaming from the wrong computer. Required to be smart? Yes, it's something that's I'm not typically good at. It starts at home, doesn't it? Also, hi Ika, how you doing? I mean, I can get away with it while Veldek's not here. How you been? I haven't seen you in a little while. We be programmers that have read the design pattern book and try to implement as many patterns as possible. Everything they write. Tired and exhausted. Do you spy a penguin? Been keeping busy, eh? Need to go to bed. And yet you're here. Almost too much though. It's that state. It's where you're so tired you just can't even do the bed thing. Yeah, so what's been going on? What's been making you tired? I'm way behind on what everyone's up to. Alright, let's get rid of this. Hopefully not ingest too much copper. Shouldn't that be... Oh, right, because it's pointing the wrong way. That'd do it. That'd do it. Talking about sometime, if you decide to pop back in Discord, literally ever. Alright. Trouble is when... because of my work, it's we'll see how we go. But yeah, because of... Actually, I don't have much of an excuse while the break's on, but normally through work I don't get to pop into Discords anymore. Or stop by streams. How's work going for me? Last time we had a big project? Yeah. So that project continues tomorrow. I continue suffering with that tomorrow. And on top of that, I've got to try and finish it by the end of the month. Somehow, by some miracle. Because apparently, despite being asked to do 2 things, I have to do 90 million other. That's what I get for not checking this stuff beforehand, not asking the questions beforehand. Always the way with projects. If you don't lock down every single detail, you get screwed over. There it is. It wasn't so much the saying no, it was more that what I agreed to was completely different to what I got. What do I need to finish that? Ah, electric donut. Fun stories related to that in terms of your mum's work. I think we've all been, we've all got stories of it. It always happens. It always happens. I even thought I did the due diligence too. That was the most extraordinary thing. Where's my smelly alley altars? There. Oh yeah, I'm actually kind of curious too. I saw Magic's Vegas has its own streaming facility now. Kind of curious what it's like. The fact that, although having said that, the fact that it says that it only allow 8 simultaneous sources is kind of suspicious. Although I suspect it's really catering towards like actual live, old school, more old school style live broadcasts, like embedded, not embedded, established TV stations, studios, your bigger budget stuff for streaming, rather than this sort of thing. One of your highest paying jobs was a project with excessive feature creep. That was part of the reason why I took this one, was because it was actually quite well paying. It was very well paying. So it was hard to say no. Okay, next one. Flop it right. Time for blueprint? That is a very good point. I should do that. How much do I need? So what does Factorio Lab tell me for thingies? Those things, yes. Did I close? No, I didn't. 60 as well, okay. That's convenient. So basically double it. I'll probably do the same. What was the donuts? 40. So same again. Yeah, you're very good point. I was about to make the mistake of not using blueprints. Admittedly though, part of the thing for blueprints, thing with blueprints for me is that like laying stuff over other stuff doesn't work. I mean, it's not going to work in this particular situation. That worked. overtime but not double time. How far can this actually reach? It can actually cover most of it. I like this. I like this idea. Just make it a little bit tidier. That would be amazing. Bad mismanagement prior to you being hired there. That's again, it's always the way, isn't it? Every time. Ah, balls. Raise the substate. That is something we have not done for quite a while, isn't it? That is something we have not done in a very long time, is praise the substation. They should be able to reach together. I assume they can. Someone had promised magical thing to import to an important client and set on free. Oh, that's yeah. You don't want to sit on something like that. And I can actually get rid of that too. Ah, balls! I wasn't paying attention to that. No. Bad, bad. Yeah, too late. Too late. I completely forgot about that part. Let's pop you in, pop you in. Oh geez, those are actually taken off too. No, it's serious when they're going. Right, tell you what, I'm just going to delete the copper. We'll just pretend that never happened. 100% redesign and rewrite on the platform. Oh, starting over. Remove the middle line of power. Ooh, almost. Oh, yeah, that's true. I think I misread that. Line of power poles in the second spell. Yeah, I did misread that. I totally 110% misread that. Yep. That's because I realized I was doing dumb things. And yeah, so... you... Let's change you to iron. That. There we go. Yeah, wrong middle. Comes a couple of months before it was supposed to be delivered, they had to hire a whole bunch of high-end devs. Yeah, that would be expensive. So apparently I already... Oh, this was a test one, so which is... Gotta change that to local supply. And we'll supply that one back out. I prefer this build over that one. I mean, this one is just janky anyway. It's too long, isn't it? And then if I need more, I can just expand lengthways. 12 days, 6 days a week. Yep, that definitely sounds like what I was doing towards the end of last year. It's basically 14-hour days. That was why I was always that was why I was always so tired when it came stream time. And just always tired. I was doing like 14, 16. Like I'd be leaving at like 6:30 in the morning and coming back at nearly 7 at night. Sometimes long. That was most days, but most of the time it was longer than that. Guarantee don't have logistics supply for 6 lanes from a single tower at this time? Probably not. What is it at actually? I mean I've oh yeah, I've only got up to level 7. Yeah, it needed up to maximum. 12 because it's the limit. You should be... Oh... I did a dumb. That's from me farting around with it earlier. I hope I don't need to pick up and move these. So yeah, as you can see, I made this band of buildable area entire plane. I'm tempted to bury it. I kind of hate the idea of burying ores, but I probably need to. Let's make that soil pile disappear. 200,000. Okay. Actually, I need to be careful because I do need water. $50k? Sure if I... Oh no, I still have more. I thought I'd used up everything. Want 6 in, 6 out from a single tie. Talking about a deep infinite science for vessel speed, level 20-ish. Okay, I somewhat doubt that I'll be moving that much stuff anytime soon though. It'll be mostly running off buffer, I suspect. Actually, no, it won't be. Let me have another look. So I dismiss it, but I'm actually like this is sort of built, or these two are built more or less to their target. So when you say 6 in, 6 out, that is double this, isn't it? Because this is only, well, this is no, this is only 2. That's 1. It's 4 copper going out, but it's actually, they're both half builds, half speed builds. Because only 15, not 30. Same with the iron. Sometimes clicking these things are a pain. Oh, that's not it. Or is it? Yes, it is. Okay, they switched automatically. Excellent. It's 4 half. Okay. Yeah, it's 2 in, 2 out, effectively. I wordsed it wrong. Oh, slowly getting that done. Where's that actually coming from? Oh, it's coming from the mine over here. I didn't actually want to do that. Actually, yes I do. Yes I do. I don't want to bury the water, but I want to bury the height to get more soil pile. Change that to storage. That way I use up the other patches first. Over here. How are these doing anyway? Not amazing. Am I actually generating? No. Hydrogen's looking poor again. How's this looking? We've actually used up a fair chunk of graphene. I need to get rid of some of this carbon. Which once again I could burn. I might do that, at least for now. We've got so much carbon. I just grab a big fistful of thermal generators. I just want to supplement what I've got with the X-ray cracking. Even though it's not really necessary anymore. I just want things moving. Or I would like things moving. Thinking about games too, I'm super keen for more Timberborn. Actually, on saying that, I've actually been wondering, so if you've been over on Twitch, you would have heard me rambling on about it on the weekend, yesterday. See, I'm already in weekday mode. Wrong button. There. I've been thinking about maybe keeping the streams on Twitch and then record the stuff here, which I have thought about before. I never really followed through on. It's like that Minecraft, that Factorio thing that I did. The Low Wars map. I wanted to edit it down as a set of edited VODs, and I never did it. Well, it's still sitting there begging to be done, and I haven't done anything about it. Trouble is, I'm allergic to that video editing. Who'd thunk that you can't burn a logistics station? I thought I grabbed more than that. I did. Oh, because it goes across the boundary. That's why. Just move it slightly to there. Okay, you jerk. Literal jerk. It'd be hilarious how many generators actually can pass through. I'd be surprised if we can actually go this far. Apparently it did. Apparently I didn't pick any up. Right, so how many is that going? About half. It's a rain cloud. How you doing? Hey, Rain. How you with? Something I've been meaning to write. I haven't got around to. Various reasons. HTTP video. Cut that does minimal processing time. And PNB frames. Run the cut time code. Ah! Okay, I'm just underestimating. Fit that exactly 200 characters. Okay, I'm underestimating what the Mark III sorters can do. Yeah, so that'll at least push a little bit more hydrogen out. So I've got 4 extractors on the gas planet, the orbital collector. I could throw more down to get more fire ice. Fire ice? Yeah, fire ice. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. That thing. This stuff here. Could also conceivably reduce this down to like 80% or 50% or something. Almost feels illegal. It's weird, isn't it? But it's nice to be in 1440, isn't it? I don't know if it... I haven't actually checked. I really need to actually look at the playback of what it looks like. I don't know if it's any good at the bitrate that I've got. I'm really struggling a bit for bitrate. So lags behind uploading videos and YouTube's render time and Premiere. Oh, he's doing full render. That's why. What did I do? There was something that I used that splits without, basically, so the thing that I got distracted on, that I was going to say was that there's a bunch of programs that actually do that already. There's a program called Video Redo that immediately comes to my mind that does that. That's like the oldest one that I know. That one, you would used to use to cut TV shows because it does it losslessly. It actually splits the frames. But there was another thing as well. I forgot what it was. And yeah, it avoids the render time. I mean, now I purposefully split or consciously split the VODs. I actually try to. Yeah, there's a few programs that can do it. And yeah, Reader was old as time itself. I think there was some weirdness with the way the format that the way OBS's recording is formatted. From memory. Can you take a little bit? Hey, there we go. It doesn't... It lays it out in a streamed format, not... or what I recall of it, because it's been a little while since... It's actually been a long while since I looked at it, but it lays out in this... in the stream format, so it doesn't have the atom... the move atom at the right spot. Which I think does affect your ability to actually split it. Because if you split it, you lose the atom. Because the atom's... on a non-stream, the atom is... Is it on a stream? No. On a stream, it keeps resending the atom. Yeah, this is going back to stuff that I understood better in like 2016. This is why it's so hazy for me. Yeah, it's a streamed format. It's and the atom pretty much tells the decoder everything it needs to know about the stream. I'm trying to remember what I was trying to accomplish right now, and I genuinely don't remember. Oh dear. Wingy? Maybe the next step is to get rid of all this. It's almost all gone anyway. It's actually almost all gone. Remember one big 2 video cuts before? Yep. From what I understand, they're fairly straightforward to do. As I say, from what I understand. Because it's all you need to do is look for the iframe, and the iframe has everything you need to know to split the video. Actually, in saying that, I think it's the video stream is the individual streams is fine. It's the muxing that's the problem, and dealing with the buffers. So magnet rings. 40.5. So same again. Yeah, this is definitely inconvenience. This smelter right here that I put down. Okay, it's run out. Good. This is good. So I'll keep doing something else. Even though I'm already faffing about going backwards and forwards, so I'll find something else to do while that's doing its thing. I would like to pump up science further, but I don't think I can. Because it needs more green tablets, green suppositories. Green suppositories are these things here, which needs hydrogen, which I'm not getting. Yeah, I don't actually remember either. I know it's a non-trivial problem. I remember that much. Yeah, I'm deuterium limited because I'm hydrogen limited. I suppose the answer to that could be make more of these things, which I certainly can't do. Like there's a bunch of accumulators there. Fractionator array. So I do want those. So I thought the argument was to use the colliders instead of the fractionators. At least that's what I recall. Both power and the fact that colliders, it's 2 hydrogen to 1 deuterium. And it's 1 to 1 with the fractionator, isn't it? Wherever it is. Yeah, 1 to 1. But 1% chance. Okay. I can definitely... get around that. Alright, let's reinsert the hydrogen. I probably got a... were you here? You were telling me last time, weren't you? I probably got it backwards. Particle collider was the thing before. It was the fractionator. Where's the fractionator? There it is. Oh, they're more space efficient. Yeah, because you need a huge array of these things. And you need steel. Unfortunately, I don't have any steel because it's all getting turned into landfill. Landfill concrete. Probably, you know what, I'm gonna switch this up. I mean, I need to, at some point, change this around. Just terrible. This is actually terrible. I need to change it around. There. So I'm not dedicating all of the steel just to landfill like that. So it's going to actually go somewhere else finally. suppose you're unquantifiable. Let's see, get cheated. 3 years. Storage about 100k from. Yeah. I remember you mentioning that. Fractionator. 3 more. Now I need glass. It never ends, does it? And then more steel. I probably should go back to stuffing them in a box. I should also consider moving these and just giving myself more room to work with. Like, this is just getting super cramped in here. Production... Fractionator. Now these things could pass in between, couldn't they? I seem to remember they could. If not, I could be in trouble. Well, let's test that theory. Yep, that's fine. Ooh, 2%. It's above average. Well, 3 more. Let's use proper power supplies. Alright, and there. Actually need to shimmy over by 1 tile. Oh, that's the input. Output, I mean. There it is. Oh, I can't actually take it. Can't take it to like the higher hole. Can I bring that back? Ah, jerk. I was hoping for the best there, and it didn't work out. Yeah, one problem with looping through that I can see is that if one stops, they all stop. And at the same time, that is not the worst. I'm going to need a lot more of these, aren't I? Like, a lot more. Stick that out over there. I think I overshot the target a little bit. That one. I don't know, found it convenient enough just to right-click out of the logistics station. I was thinking that having some giant storage area for all the different items. 6 fractionators is 1 collider output and 25% about. Okay. So in that case, I need... oh, that's a lot. That's actually a lot. I need like 100 something. I need stone. Once again, friends. I don't know what I did the chest for that. I think I deleted the chest for that actually. I mean, technically, I'm halfway there to replacing... What do they have? I had 5 of them. Problem is, that was only enough to feed one of these, and I need to have all of these running. So I need a considerable amount more. Let's copy and paste these. And because I can do terrible things with copy and paste, I can even like plop that there and... Oh, there's an oil in the way. The one tries, the end ones end up super inefficient. Yeah. I was actually thinking just that. I'll just copy paste what I got. Right, can we cover that? Yes, yes we can. Stick them out somewhere else. It's probably a good idea, isn't it? Probably a good idea. And then I can just have one of these towers pull back in. Pulling hydrogen, actually. Wait, you hydrogen? Hydrogen. Okay. Deuterium. Local demand. Great demand? Can actually use that as storage and get rid of these. Yeah, completely right. I can just get rid of all this and put it and just clear up this space here instead of trying to cram it in here. And I'm not thinking in terms of logistics on what they can do. I can come all the way over here. Tempting to double the length of it, but I don't think that's a good idea. Instead, what I think I'll do is drop a logistics station down. Just flip that by like 180. Then just do like another set here. And then it'll probably run out of hydrogen because that's such a huge demand. Okay. Oh, I'm running out of stuff. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Well, I need more steel. And I made more, yeah, I made some more atmospheric collectors. There we go. Now somewhere over here, it's getting really hard to find the starter base now. I always miss it. Like, it's around here. There it is. It's so hard to spot now. This planet has completely changed. Suppose I should have grabbed the steel while I was at it. Uh-oh. That's not the direction I wanted to go. Somewhere there. Ish. that was poor, pretty poor. All right, we're back on track. Glass, stone. So the cycle continues. Alright, how about I stop being lazy and put this back down. Good enough. I think there's more than what's needed, but oh well. Excellent. Right, you need to bring me hydrogen. Oh, get rid of you, actually. I just realised, it needs to be the big one. Right. Planetary? Planetary? Oh, it's 2 stacks. And interstellar. There we go. That's what I want. So you're bringing in hydrogen, local demand, and remote demand. Down a little bit. Pop some of them in, and pop some of them in. And then deuterium is going to be local supply. Sure. Didn't want to go that way round, but sure. You go there, into there. Ah. Let's try that again, shall we? This time without the errors. Go clockwise around. Looks like there's stuff being delivered. Can't see anything. Is it already almost 10? Damn. Really get lost and distracted in this game. Okay. So what the plan was to grab hydrogen out of there. Game, please. Here we go. Go Goes into there. Goes into there. Just figuring this out as I go. Go down to there, curve back around, and just like that. Smooth as. Smooth as butter, that was. Or at least it was smooth as something, I'm not entirely sure what. Yeah, bam. Bam. Right, once again, clockwise. Clockwise. To there. Under, yeah. Oh, the get the dizziness from trying to interpret what's going, the height and all that. Okay. Excellent, they're all connected. They're fetching hydrogen both locally and remotely, by the looks of it. By the fact that these have taken off. Up they go. Ah, yes. Need one there. Go nice and uniformly laid out. Pretty as a picture, that is. In before a certain Kiwi rage. Because something's misaligned. And when I say something, I mean it, literally everything. There. Right, you go in there. It's because I understand why it's doing it. It's because of the hitbox. Like, I'm hovering over its hitbox, so it's trying to push it in. Should probably go that way, actually. And that one can be different because it wants to be different. So whenever there's a major construction, you always see there's one thing that's slightly different to the rest. Right, something isn't functioning here. It's not actually plugged in. Yeah. Okay, the first one's looping around nicely. You're not looping around nicely. It's probably the similar deal, I don't know. This one is a case of me not finishing it, which would definitely do that. Wrong hole. Wait, you don't wanna mix up your holes. Okay, that one's going. This one is not going because it's not plugged in. That can easily be fixed by simply grabbing this here and plopping it there. And then remembering to actually tell it to filter. This one, same thing as not being told to filter. So next delivery, they should all start spinning. Yep, that one's lighting up. This one's lighting up. Side loading from the fractionator. Which one? Oh yeah, I see. Well, of course, it's the one that I just built, that I already forgot that I built it. Actually, max power? No? Good. I had this... I was worried there for a second that I was actually overloading. And yep, they're doing their thing. So how are we looking now? Wherever it is. Down here somewhere, there it is. Hydrogen... making more than we're consuming, at least. Deuterium, we appear to be making more than we're consuming as well. Which is also good. I see a lot of it leaving. Tell you what, you change that to 50%, please. That way you're not all just sending like 1 or 2 deuteriums. So wherever the delivery point is here, you should be receiving a good chunk of that. You are. Oh, look at that. There's so much now. Oh, delicious. I can put these back too. Oh, lack of item. That'll do it. There you go, they can power up now too. I don't really need those tanks anymore because the tower is doing the same job. Okay, so they're all going. That's just a matter of scaling up. I really need to actually rebuild this stuff. You need iron, these things, and okay. Can I extend this all the way down to like here? Collide with all, the power stick in the way. Extend you all the way down and back around. Extend you down to... That's not right, is it? That's the wrong direction. Go back that way. Come over here. And down, and then around. And there. Put the liquid in the hole. Ah, I'm running that too close. I was in my head I was thinking I don't need to run it that close. Like, it doesn't matter if it runs that close. It does actually matter if I run it that close. I'll just clear the belt the lazy way, as you do. Right, and now, finally... Oh, one more. Give you power, and away it goes. And what is that? 2, 4, 6, 7, and I think I need like 14 of them. 12 of them. But it's a good start. Looks like almost all of these machines are going. Oh, that's strange matter, not those things. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, I don't know why I got my head all ass backwards. Oh, that's cranking. How's this thing looking now? So we're still at 5.4 megawatts. You're at 245. It's sort of capped out at there. The solar sails. Capped out with the solar sails. Got some of that smelting done. How is... Now that everything's starting to get going again, how is smelting over here looking? Over wherever I left it. There it is. It's slowly clearing out. Yeah, it's like occasional transport drones clearing it. I guess at this point, I can actually do this. Like, because this stuff here is all empty and good to clear. Like that. Give that more power. So yeah, and that's now all out of the way, so I can do more of this if I wanted to. I think I will. Now... minus 10% solar array, energy dissipation, solar energy loses less energy, it's a higher transmission efficiency. I can just bunch that up a little bit closer there. So, never mind. What's colliding? Oh, it's colliding with itself. That's kind of annoying. But now that there is fine though. That's odd. I've had that happen before where it's where the tower... Oh, it's colliding with that. Okay, never mind. It's not colliding with itself, it's colliding with that being too close to other towers. I definitely knew that was... Yeah, see? That's the minimum distance there. So yeah, that's the minimum distance there. Alright, this time I'll actually pay attention to this thing. If it ever gets built, there it is. Those bad boys in. Alright, this one is going to be the donuts. Are they still 1 and 1? Yes, they are. Which is what we want. I mean, it doesn't really affect the requests, but I'd like to at least keep it under control. Was that 1, 2, 1, 2? Never mind. Here's 1 now. As long as that all gets powered. You are not getting powered. Well, I guess that's in the wrong spot. There we go. Okay, so... Share... you're going to supply donuts. Say... 9,000. You're going to also request in... We're just going to say local demand. 9,000. Iron ore. Fortunately, it's going to go to just there. This one's going to keep it busy for a while. I still kind of want to drain the iron patches that are here, just because they're super low. Oh, hiccups. Consistency. Oh yeah, that's very true. There is. Ooh, I think we're coming back. I think it's just barely coming back to life. Just barely. Struggling. It's all... The preview says I'm still over there. Oh no, there it goes. It's trying to make sense of what it's receiving. So yeah, I think I might leave it there then. As I say, it's 10 o'clock. And it's still dying. I don't even know if it'll come through what I'm saying. It's something coming through, at least. Actually, let us... see if that'll help it. All I want to do is just wrap up anyway. Because it's whatever it's doing, it always drops down to like 0 to 100 kilobit at a time. Awful. And then it yeah, now it's just stuck at 2.5 megabit. Just the upload goes away randomly. Been really bad a lot. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it there. Thank you all for coming and hanging out, and we'll continue this on